All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Josh and Jason Monday Christian and Conspiracy Podcast. I'm your host, Josh Monday. If you don't know me, I'm a Christian rapper, devoted husband, father, and Army veteran. And today we have an amazing guest returning, Mount Crushmore, Flat Earth Dave Weiss. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Mount Crushmore? What am
Yes,
I? I'm
sir.
crushing the mountain,
Every time you
making them
come
flat.
on, every time you come on, you just crush it, bro. So you're part of the Mount Crushmore crew.
Oh, okay. All right. Nice reference.
So I appreciate you coming back on. I know you have new information for us. I've been watching a lot of your you have your podcast on which is like you just hopping on different shows, and I keep up with it like crazy just to find out, because I know you go over some of the same information, but sometimes you add new stuff, and I'm really looking for that new stuff whenever you have it, because I know you're constantly researching and finding new information. And I've been honestly, ever since I had you on my I think it was like the 15th episode, um I've been on a journey, man, and just doing a bunch of shows as well on biblical cosmology. And every time I do a show, I usually open up with that and just continue doing that, and it's been, and I've just been getting deeper and deeper into that side of it. And yeah, and I just appreciate what you're doing, bro. You're on a mission, I could tell.
I appreciate it. It's I do a lot of research and I watch a lot of other people's stuff and I use their research and it's all a conglomeration. You really focus on the Bible side, and I've been watching your shows, so I pick up some stuff there. So take what you like, leave what you don't like, put it all together, present it as yourself. That's what I tell people. Just you present what you think is real. If somebody's not presenting what you think they should be presenting, that's not their problem. That's your problem. Go present it yourself, right? Don't say, people give me crap because, so, check this out. Recently, I like talking about the possibilities of more lands beyond Antarctica. And I always phrase it as it's a possibility.
Yeah.
And there's ways to interpret it. And we can talk about it a little bit today, where I think the Bible supports it. The person got upset at me because I talk about that, which is total nonsense, but I should talk about the moon map. You're familiar with the moon map, right?
Yes. Yeah, I am.
And there's people that say the moon map is the most ridiculous thing ever. I actually think both need to be explored. I think there's merit to both of them. And I think that we don't know. That's one thing for sure. We don't know, right?
Yes.
We
Yes,
don't know.
exactly.
So I
I
love the people. There's a channel called Vibes of the Cosmos. That guy's digging in deep. Do I agree with everything he says? I would probably say not, because I don't agree with anything anyone says, including Eric DeBay, Mark Sargent, you, and sometimes me. Sometimes I'll say something and I'm like, wait a minute, I've changed my mind. I no longer think that anymore. Or, you know what? That was a mistake, So we all learn as we go forward, and that's the way this world works.
And there's no problem with that, and nobody should have a problem with that, because honestly, since 2015, this is basically came on back on the scene, even though it's everybody 500 years ago believed it. It's back on the scene now. We don't have MIT scientists working on this. We're just doing our own research and doing our best. And biblically, it's for me, it's easy to prove. Now scientifically, you're working on that end, and that's a lot of work to do, because you are studying everything, all the mistakes that they've made throughout time on trying to say it is a globe, and you're proving that the Earth is flat. And we have since 2015. That's it's tough to go against all that information, but yourself, Austin Whitsitt gets it, is doing an amazing job, and there's so many people
Amazing.
out there doing great jobs. That debating people,
Yeah.
and I started debating as well, and I love it, man.
I've been listening to some of your debates. They're real good. Um, and here's another thing that I just want to bring up, get it out of the way. There are certain people that are completely against the Bible and Christianity.
Yeah.
Right? I think Christians should be happy that they're here, happy that they're bringing up all of these things, because that only makes your argument stronger if that's your true belief.
Yeah.
And having that contrast, hey, this person saying this, well, guess what? I think the opposite, so I'm going to tell you the opposite, and then let the person make up their own mind. That this is a world of God-given free will. And let's hear both sides. Let's not just hear one side. We were brought up with one side. Earth is a globe. Moon goes around the Earth. Earth goes around the sun. You're not allowed to question it. That's one side. They taught you the globe, and that was the foundation of our world. But if they taught us both and said, hey, we would make up our own minds, we would use our God-given discernment, and the world would be in a lot better place. So for those of you out there, if there's somebody opposing what you do, embrace it and go the other way and show. My best videos on DITRH, right? My YouTube channel, short videos are inspired by the haters. The haters will make a thing, and I'm like, oh, that's really stupid. And then I'll just make I don't go after them. I go after what I see as the truth. And that's what I think everybody should do. And, you know, we could have completely different views and still be friends. Like, I disagree with a bunch that Jaron says. We're best friends. We're great friends.
Yeah.
Right.
I see you on the show a lot. Yeah. I see you hopping on a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's phenomenal, and he's, you know, he's so important to this movement. And,
yeah,
you know, I hope
agree.
He has a new, Telegram, VIP group, and he's trying to get enough members in there where he can support himself and then do this really full time and not have to worry about bills. Please, anybody that likes him, you know, if you're consuming his content, it's $15 a month. What is that? A round at a bar for two people? Barely. No, a round at a bar is like $20, right? Plus tip. Okay. Just go support him, and don't even go and watch it. Just support him and leave it and forget about the $15. You know, but watch his stuff. It's awesome. So that's just a plug right there for Jaron. And that's because I truly believe that, right? None of this is about money. This is about getting information out there and whatnot. So
I know.
Where do you want to go?
Well, we can go wherever you like. I just want to let my audience know, you know, even your app, I just want you to shout out your app for sure. I have his app, just letting you guys know. And if you click on the web, it looks like a spider web on Dave's app. You're going to get a plethora of videos that are going to help you and assist you. Yeah, right there. Yeah. So that's going to assist you. And he has a video of the day in the left-hand corner every day, and it's the featured video. You could check that out. And then if you go to the web, you're going to see Biblical Flat Earth. You're going to see all these different videos. And like I said, man, we're all on a journey of truth, and ultimately, as conspiracy theorists, as they say, or just truthers, we're just trying to find the truth, and that's what Dave's trying to do too, you know. And I personally believe, Dave, that you're getting closer and closer and closer to believing in you know, in the Bible fully. It's coming.
But I'm on my journey, but here's the thing. Here's my suggestion for everybody. You would be more proper asking them about all of the different positions they like to be in bed with their partner than asking them about their, you know, their spiritual, you know, that's none of anyone else's business. Now, you can share your business. Like, people come to me and say, you know, some Christians going to be, if you don't accept Jesus, you're going to hell. That person's gone to me. I don't listen to that person anymore. People like you, people like Rob Skiba, rest in peace. People like Effed Up World, and there's some great Christians out there that literally just set examples. Just set an example by telling somebody, you're wrong, do this. You're cutting yourself off. You're making a big mistake. Set the example that you want people to match, and then your vibration will, you know, will attract them there. So we're talking about the app for a minute. Let me just show you. It's so hard. People say, hey, Dave, where's your interview with Josh Monday? And I'm like, I gotta go look for it. I gotta look for it. But the search feature right here. Let's hope this works. I think it's in here.
Nice,
I'll write it in Josh. Let's just write in Josh. See what happens. Josh, and boom, there it is, right there.
Nice.
There it is. And any other Josh Monday related videos will show up where you were mentioned, and some other ones will show up, of course. So it's a great way to search for anything. And now that YouTube's removing stuff, even the stuff that gets removed on YouTube will show up in there from other platforms. It all mixes it together. It's, you know, they stole our search engine from us with their stupid algorithm. We've made a better search engine, and I'm adding more and more and more and more stuff into that all the time. So if you see me mirror a good video on, I have a channel. It's I tell people, do not subscribe to this channel. Let's call it DITRH Backup. And basically, if there's a great video, I'll take it, mirror it on that channel. Then it becomes part of the search algorithm, and people can find it. So
yeah, nice.
So that's one thing. A new feature, which is not out yet, it'll be here next week, is this little star button. Little star. These are notable flat Earth content creators and it's featuring a robot polisher here. But these are other people, and it doesn't matter what platform they're on, and it'll link you to their content.
Nice.
So when you're going through the app, you got the freelance questions, you got the more resources web page, you got all the homeschool, you got all that stuff. But you're like, hey, what's new? What's new? Who should I follow today? Go check out these. And I'm just starting this. This is just the first eight. No, not 10.
Cool.
But there'll be a whole column of stuff there. And then anytime there's a new person that's added, boom, you get a pop-up like, hey, new person added. And it'll help you find the content that they're hiding from you.
Yes.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I need to know this stuff too. I have the app, so I love that, man. But I want to tell you guys something real quick about Dave's shirt right there. Okay, we need to understand the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. If you guys look at what handiwork means in the Bible, it actually means God's achievement. So those like MC Tune, which I wanted to have a debate with him very soon if I can. I know pretty soon it's going to happen. I want to debate him on biblical earth, and if you're denying the firmament, which a lot of people are doing, you're actually denying God's handiwork. So if you're a Christian out there and you keep on telling people that the firmament is this and it's that, or it's not real, go and research what the firmament actually means. And it is on his tombstone. And if you continue reading that verse, Dave, I think he left the breadcrumb. I don't know. They say he got saved. Who knows? I don't know if he got saved. I'm not sure. But if you continue reading that verse, Dave, that 2 through 6 is talking about how the sun's going forth throughout the heaven. And it actually talks about the sun having a tabernacle, which means tent. Okay, just to let you guys know, which I believe is the firmament. That's what they're speaking of right there. And tabernacle means, actually, I want to tell you this, Dave, the sacred tent of God. So that's what the firmament is. It's a sacred tent of God for all of us. Understand that.
Okay. So do you think there's a possibility? I mean, people misinterpret things all the time. Do you think there's a possibility that you and maybe everyone is misinterpreting at least something in the Bible? Of course, right? Of course.
Yes. Look at the debates I've been having.
We're trying to figure it out every day. We're trying to figure it out every day. So people, basically, you can't understand, like a baby, if an airplane flies across the sky and a baby sees it, they've got nothing to reference that to, right? And so they don't know what it is. They can't figure out anything because there's no references. But as over time, you're building up things, and based on your foundation of knowledge, you can understand what you're seeing. Like I'm looking out a skylight and I see trees. I know that those trees are stuck in the ground. I know that they're 50 feet away. I know all of this stuff because of base referencing. But if you grow up where the default, non-questionable, it's nothing that's up for debate, is that we live on a spinning globe in a space vacuum, everything's going to be based on that. All right. Yeah. So let's get back to the firmament for a second. So how thick would you think the firmament is? Does it say in the Bible how thick it is?
Nope, doesn't.
It doesn't. Okay. So it could be paper thin. It could be miles thick, right? Either way, it's the firmament. Okay. And, what it's made out of, I don't know. I mean, there's something about looking glass and this and that, that's all right. So God said he created the sun and the moon and put them in the firmament, right?
Yeah. Yep. Genesis 19 through 1:19 through 14 through 19. Sorry.
Okay. So put them in the firmament. So let me ask you a question. Let's pretend your kitchen floor is the earth and your refrigerator is the firmament. When you put your milk away, where do you put it? Do you put it in the refrigerator or do you put it under the refrigerator?
I put it in the refrigerator.
Okay, it's in the refrigerator. So it's in the firmament. If the milk is the sun, you put it in the firmament. And we're underneath the firmament. And because it's glass, we can see. We can see the sun through the glass. So I think, just me thinking here, that we live on the earth, the firmament's above us, and the sun and the moon and the stars are in the firmament, not under.
Okay.
I think there's a difference between in and under.
Yes.
God said he put it in.
Yeah.
I did not stick the milk underneath the refrigerator. I stuck it in the refrigerator.
Yeah, and if you go to see, I believe it's under, but that's okay. I think because if you look at like right now, I'm standing in the room, but I'm not in the walls, right? Or in the actual walls. But anyways, the reason why is because which I think is interesting. You can either look at this two different ways, because it says that even in that Psalms 19:2, it says that it basically the sun is like a strong man running a race, and it's rising, which means coming forth. If you look in the Bible, is from one end of heaven, and its circuit, which is circle, or what you're showing on your app, to the other end, and there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. Right. So it's interesting, man. When you think about it, I've heard you guys' stuff on it being in, like, basically inside of it, and you're seeing it, and it's interesting, man. I don't deny it either way, because the Bible does say in, and someone like me or Rob Skiba would say that it's inside the firmament and moving, But I've seen some interesting stuff on it being actually mirrored, or whatever you guys say it is, from in the firmament. But go ahead.
Right. So yeah, no problem. This is an interesting conversation for sure. So here's one way to look at it. This is just one way. You got three people, you got the firmament here, and you got this entire thing above that line is the firmament, right? So just imagine a big, thick firmament, whether it's water, whether it's heaven, I don't know. Okay. But the sun is in there. So this is the glass beginning of the firmament. And when this person looks, he sees it right there. He sees the sun right there. This person sees the sun right there. And this person sees the sun right there. That's how they would see the sun. And that actually works when you look at time zones, and when people try to triangulate the sun. These people cannot triangulate the sun, because they know their ground position, but the sun position is different for all three of them.
Interesting.
Yeah. So,
okay, so here's another thing.
I don't think any of that goes against the Bible. I think that's just another way to look at it.
Yes.
God did say in the firmament.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
He did.
And we are clearly under the firmament. There's a difference.
Yeah. And if you look, what's interesting is, like, Ezekiel 126, it tells you what's above the firmament. And Ezekiel 126, it says that God's throne is above the firmament, right? And if you go to Ezekiel 10:1, it says God's throne is above the firmament. And if you go if you go to Amos 9:6, it also says that this is a very interesting verse, because it talks about a vaulted dome over the earth. And it says, he who's walking over the upper chambers, which is God, he places vaulted dome, which if you look up that word, it actually is what's binding heaven to the earth, which means, I believe this means that the vaulted dome is connecting to the earth. I know that there's different theories out there of extra land, and I'm not opposed to that. I'm not saying that that's wrong, or anybody's wrong.
Let me ask you a question. Ask you a question. God's throne is where? What above does it say exactly?
It says that it's above the firmament. And he says that Ezekiel, this is a vision. And if it's a vision from God, what we need to understand in Numbers 12 verses 4-8, God says that he comes to prophets in visions and dreams. To Moses, he speaks to him mouth to mouth. So he's giving Ezekiel a vision, and it says Ezekiel's looking through the firmament, and he sees a man sitting upon a throne, or it looks like thereof a man sitting upon a throne. So God's throne is actually above the firmament. That's what's interesting, where people don't understand when they're saying.
If my refrigerator was made of glass, I could see through the firmament and see the milk.
Yeah.
It's still in the firmament, though.
And it says that it says that the cherubim were underneath. So the angels would be where the moon, sun, and the stars are located. God's sun will be above the firmament. Now, if the sun is inside of the firmament, that could still work. I'm not saying that that's any different.
Works.
Yeah,
right. So
for sure.
But
we can go anywhere where you want to go with this. I don't want to just keep going.
Yeah, no, that's it. We don't have to go. That was just something I was like, wanted to bring up, something to think about, because there's people that get so upset at me. How dare you say the sun's in the firmament? I mean, God said the sun's in the firmament.
Yeah, nobody should get upset with anybody, because we're just trying to all find out what's going on here, So
all right, one more biblical question. So,
yes, sir.
If the earth is we got the dome, did God define how big the earth is?
No, he didn't.
What if that dome goes out hundreds of thousands of miles?
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. We want the right to explore.
Even yeah, for sure. We need the right to explore. Even like but there is some verses that I think do back up the Antarctic the ice wall, right? That which I think is interesting. Let me get down to these verses real fast. and it's talking about like the ocean has basically hold on, let me get to it. Sorry, man. Proverbs 8, 27 through 29. First off, it talks about the sky being firm, which we're talking, firmament. It would be solid, right? That's what we believe. It says, when he established the heavens, I was there, and he drew a circle upon the face of the deep. When he made firm the skies above, which means strong, if you look it up in the Strong's Concordance, when the fountains and springs of the deep became fixed and strong, when he set the sea its boundaries so that the waters could not transgress. The boundaries were set by his command when he marked out the foundations of the earth. So when you talk about Antarctica, it says that he set a boundary for the waters or for the seas. So that's what's happening, which I believe it's Antarctica. So I do believe it backs that up. And in Job, it also says it again. So you got two witnesses there, right? So you guys got to understand that. Yes.
Yeah. So large bodies of water at rest, lie flat and need containment.
Yes.
Antarctica is the highest land on Earth. That's kind of evidence like, hey, that makes more sense. Science supports the Bible.
Yes.
It does. It does. And the reason I go on the science side, the main reason is because I used to not believe in any God or anything, atheist, crazy. Two things I look back on my life is, how did I ever not believe in a creator? And how did I ever believe we lived on a spinning ball? It's crazy. It's crazy. But there's a lot of people that were like me that if they heard your podcast, they would tune out and they would write you off as a religious nut. Okay. But science works for everybody. Actual science, not pseudoscience from Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye.
Yeah. That's why what I do is I take the science and then show you how it relates to the Bible, or, show how the Bible will either prove it wrong, which is like the Big Bang Theory, evolution, and the globe. Right. And then I basically do that and, just kind of tear it up and then also show them how their science experiments all failed compared to what the Bible says, we're fixed and immovable, and try to show people everything about it. But I love it. You can go anywhere you want to go from here. The Bible stuff is just, for me, like as a Christian, if you're like MC Toon and you're a Christian and then you're against flat earth and you just try to destroy it all day, you need to read the Bible and find out what it says. He said he's a Christian. That's why I want to actually have a debate with him and just kind of go over what the Bible says, so he knows, that denying the firmament is actually denying God's achievement.
Being a Christian isn't just saying you're a Christian. Being a Christian, he's the anti. The guy is so disgusting. I don't know. I've said it a bunch of times if you watch my stuff, but I was at the debate in Tennessee with Pastor Locke and Dean Odell.
Yeah.
And so many people were introducing themselves to me, and at towards the end, this guy shakes my hand. He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, what's your name? Where you're from?" And he was Dave. He looks, and I look at it, and it's MC Toon, right? Literally, I pulled my hand away. I got the weirdest feeling, like the energetic, like I really felt like I shook hands with evil. I mean, it's still bothering me. Like when I talk about it, my hand is like vibrating. It's funny, but it's not funny.
You're like, no.
It's like the polarity difference between us so much that the energetic feel, I still feel it. And it's crazy. And then, and then he ran away. Thank God he ran away, but it was just an experience that I'm never going to forget. Right. And people laugh. Oh, sure, Dave, it's all in your head. Everything's in our head. Everything's in our head.
Yeah. But go ahead. I'll let you go. I love everything that you go over. So yeah, you could go wherever you like.
I mean, there's so many things to go over. The one of every single scientific thing we bring up proves the Earth is not a globe. Every single thing. Right. But people are like, well, what about this? What about that? What about, you only need one. The chain's broken. It's over. Right. Yep. Positive pressure atmosphere, vacuum of space, negative pressure. Science says no barrier needed, no barrier necessary. Just magic of gravity. Right. Submarine, high pressure water, low pressure inside. Science says steel barrier critical.
Yes.
What's going on?
Yeah, you have to have a barrier, which I believe would be the firmament, right? So you have to have a barrier if you're gonna have pressure. Yeah.
Some barrier, right? There's something. There's something there. People,
you can't prove otherwise, guys, on Earth at all. There's because they say, well, you can't prove it because we can't do the experiment on Earth. So you'll see debates all day long on this. I watch debates all the time on this, between Austin, what's it? Sovereign. I can't remember his name. Sovereign
Sovereign
something.
soul.
Sovereign Soul. He
or
was just on Jeranism or
Aaronism.
debatism
Yeah.
is basically what he calls it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I hate giving those guys the MC tunes and everything, any attention, any airtime. But there's also a need to let them expose themselves, because anybody with a discerning mind will see how nonsense they are. Here's the problem, though. People, the Globers love their calculus and all of their calculations and stuff that is so out there you can't figure it out.
Yeah.
And they're smarter. And then people go, "Wow, I'm just not smart enough. I'm just not smart enough." No, that's not true. You are smart enough. The reason you can't figure it out is because it's stupid and it's unfigureoutable. Do you know what the bending and warping of space-time is?
Do I know what it is?
Yeah. Nobody knows what it is. It's stupid. It's
I'll explain it to you right now, Dave. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I know.
It's the dumbest thing ever. So I have my Bitcoin challenge out there, which is 3 Bitcoins. It's like 100. What is that? $110,000 now, or 120,000. It's just going through the roof. For 1 globe proof. And I got a guy the other day. He's like, this flight circumnavigated the world south to north. And he showed me the article and everything. He gave me his Bitcoin address. He's like, you owe me the money. And so I looked up the flight, and here's the flight. Ready? So you go from America down, skirting over South America, Santiago. Then it goes over. Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
Goes over here. This is the South Pole, they call that, right next to the shore. And then they go up here around Madagascar and up through Europe and Russia. And then they go over here, they call this the North Pole. All right, that could be close to the North Pole. And I actually went the other way, but this is the route that they make. Let's look at that on a flat Earth map. Ready? On a flat Earth map, this is all they did. Look, North Pole, South Pole, right?
Which is no problem.
That's all they did. Airplanes fly straight and level over an Earth plane. And it took them 2 days or whatever. Oh, there was a world record for north-south circumnavigation, right? That's all they did. Some people don't have the mental capacity, the brain processing power to understand this. Yeah. This is so simple. A 5-year-old can understand it. But people are so locked into that ball that they can't see. They can't see. I mean, the highest people in academia are the best regurgitators of information.
Yeah,
they nothing new. And if you give them anything new that goes against their upbringing, you're an idiot. It's not going to get peer reviewed, and you're squashed.
Anything you have anything you have that's going to
support
support a creator as well. Anything you have that's going to support a creator, if you're a science test, you're not going to get peer reviewed either. It's going to be kicked out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, I got a test for you.
Go ahead.
How many of these 3 images are from NASA? Have you seen this? Of the
I haven't
Earth?
seen it yet. Nope.
Earth from the moon. Which ones are NASA? Which ones are mine? Maybe they're all NASA. Maybe they're all mine. Maybe 2 are. Maybe 1 is. Ready?
All right.
Here's 1. Okay. There's 1. Pay attention. So you got that. There's 2. And then there's 3. I'll show me again. Okay. Number 1. Number 2. And number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3 is what?
From NASA.
Nope, that's from me. What about this one?
Are they all? They're all from you. That's what you're gonna say. They're all from you. Okay. One of them is.
Nope.
I don't think
this
that
one's
one
from
is.
NASA.
That one is.
That one's from NASA.
Wow.
What I'm demonstrating here, and then this one's me. This one's all me. This one is I just put a different Earth over their Earth.
Okay.
And this is from NASA. Now look how it's hard to see. It's small, but the colors from NASA are vivid. Yeah. They're so vivid, right? And when you get up high and in the atmosphere, show you, the Earth turns white because the colors get muted through the atmosphere. It goes white, but if you go way out in space, it becomes vivid greens and vivid blues and just complete and total nonsense. But just showing you, I don't even have Photoshop. Okay, I did this in a cheap little cut and paste program.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah. easy to
and,
see.
but the Globers, oh, that's the greatest shot ever. Oh, they couldn't fake that. Yes, they could. I just faked it. It's so they have no proof of anything, right?
Yeah.
Talk about
Sure.
want to talk about seasons?
Yeah, let's talk about seasons. Yeah, I had somebody ask me about that on the show before, trying to debate me. So,
So in the heliocentric model, how far is the sun?
93 million miles away. I know every single one you could ask me probably about the heliocentric model as far as that type of stuff. Yeah.
93 million miles away at sunrise. And so on the globe, we rotate in. Maybe we're a couple thousand miles closer because we rotated towards the sun, right? But 93 million miles minus a couple thousand, there's zero difference, right? Zero. Yeah. The percentage is stupid, right? So you have a morning, 93 million mile away sun, and it's chilly because it's early in the morning. Then at noon, you have a 93 million mile away sun, and it's hot. And then in the afternoon, you have a 93 million mile away sun, and it's cold. Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, it's because of the angle of the earth. Well, the angle, I thought the tilt is the same as the angle. It's stupid. Right. And so
also, if a cloud gets in front of that sun, which is 93 million miles away, it changes the temperature by 10 degrees. So if a cloud just gets in front of it, what about all the space dust and all this crazy stuff that's supposedly out there getting in front of it? It's not changing.
There's not that much.
It's not changing
out there.
I know. I'm just making a joke.
So on a flat Earth, the sun is moving across the plane. So in the morning, and this is an orthographic view. The perspective would put the sun down low, but in the morning you have a cold sun and it's far. The sun is far and it's cold. Then it gets closer. Look at the length of this green line and the length of the red line. At noon, it's warmer. It's closer, and then it moves farther away again, and it cools off again. Okay, far, close, far.
Makes
cold,
sense.
Cold. On this is what it looks like. In June going across. This is the Mercator map, and then December. And on a flat Earth, it looks just like this. So this is the summer. All of the northern inner stuff inside the circle, it's all warm because the sun is close, right? And if you're close enough to the center, deep, Norway or northern Alaska, the sun will never get far enough away from you to set. That's how you get the sun. But then as the sun migrates outwards, now if you're way far north, the sun never gets close enough to rise,
which is no problem. Yeah.
And in December, it's cold here in Connecticut, right here, because the sun is far away. And what happens when a light that's above you is far away? It looks lower.
Yeah.
Right? I always tell people, go out in a street and you have street lights on a straight street. The one above you is your summer sun. It's high. And then the one down the street is your winter sun. It's lower, but it's the same height. It's the same 35 feet in the air, whatever it is. But it looks lower, just like our sun looks lower.
And it's backed up by the Bible. If you guys look up that verse that I went over, Psalms 19:2-6, it talks about the sun going forth in a circuit, running a race. Also, if you go to Ecclesiastes 1-5, it says the sun also rises and the sun goes down and hastens the place where it arose. If you click on rises, it says in the Strong's Concordance, come forth. So as it's rising, it's coming forth, and as it's setting or going down, it's actually going away from you, just like Dave is talking about. So the Bible is actually, when they put rises and goes down in the newer translations, but the old, you're going to find come forth. That's what the Hebrew means, not going down. Just letting you guys know.
Street lights going into the distance, sun going into the distance. It's the same thing. You cannot deny perspective because there is what I call terrestrial perspective. What does that mean? Terrestrial perspective. You're on the ground, you're on the terrestrial, looking up at a heavenly body move by, something move by, and that's terrestrial perspective, right? So here we have this line is actually this line. This line is level. This line is a terrestrial point of view, camera on the counter. This line is a celestial point of view, camera on the same height as the line.
Yeah.
And so we literally see, like if I showed a new person this, you've seen it a million times, I'm sure,
Yeah.
and say, what angle is this level to the ground? No, it's almost going straight down. It's more than 45 degrees. It's down, it's steeper. It's actually the same line, but this is how we see. And then this border here, which is well above the camera, it's right here. It's the same thing. And the sun's just going beyond it. It's going beyond it, and it looks like it's setting below it. Right? Same thing going on up here. This is the sun. It's going behind the atmospheric deck of opacity. All of the atmosphere compresses into an opaque barrier. No clouds in the sky. It'll go beyond this barrier. And then you just think that that's the horizon of the earth.
Yep. I love it, man.
Let's stay on sunset. Let's stay on sunsets for a little bit.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So here's one. The sun looks like it's setting, but this is before it's going behind the atmospheric deck. It just looks like it's setting because you can't see the space between the sun. But when you zoom in with our super zoom cameras, by the way, Nikon just canceled the P1000.
Oh my goodness.
Discontinued, right?
Wow.
It's still up in the air, right?
Yep.
And then this line right here is thousands of feet above your head because this is all the atmosphere compressed, and the sun is just going to go beyond it. Now, most of the time, you don't even get to that point because the sun will go behind clouds, which are much closer. You don't even need that distance of the atmosphere. Or there's a mountain 100, 200 miles away, and it'll just go beyond that mountain.
So, guys, no problem on the Bible talking about this going away from you at all. If you guys just look up the old Hebrew, so understand the Bible is backing this up. Sun is going forth or coming forth. That's all it's doing. Going away from you or coming towards you.
People have a hard time with understanding why the sun disappears from the bottom up. So imagine a bunch of clouds in the sky like I have here, right? And the sun is up here and it's moving away. And as it moves away, it looks like it's going down. It's going just beyond this cloud, right? It's setting from the bottom up. But look, there it is again, no problem. But then in the distance, the cloud looks like it's at your horizon level, and it's just going beyond the cloud again. And it looks like it's setting from the bottom up.
Yeah.
Right. You have to remember that 20, 30 miles away, everything is at your eye level.
Yep.
Let alone 100 miles away.
Yeah. It's
everything becomes,
right?
everything becomes eye level. Here's a little perspective thing. So the ground ramps up to his eye level. The sky ramps down. The clouds representing the atmosphere, they all line up. And these clouds here are thousands of feet above the ground, but they look like they're at his eye level.
Yeah.
And then the sun. So I added a mountain in here, right? So you got a mountain thousands of feet up, the clouds way over that. And we'll move the guy backwards. So he moved back 20, 30 miles. The top of the mountain's still there.
Yep.
But now it looks like it's at his eye level. And the sun just goes beyond that. Just goes beyond.
Yeah.
Not below, it's beyond. Yeah. And the reason it doesn't get smaller is because it's already smaller because it's far away. So you're just seeing it go down. Now, as it goes away, yes, it does get smaller. But here's something God did that's amazing. It's a yin yang. As it's going away, most of the time, there's moisture in the atmosphere. And as it's going away and getting smaller, it's also being magnified. Yeah. So it's basically staying around the same size most of the time. But
and our eyes are not going to be able to tell anyways, guys. Our eyes can't tell you whether it gets a little smaller, a little bigger because of refraction and everything else in the atmosphere. So
right. And this is an old one, but this is one that a lot of people haven't seen. So we have right here, we have our cloud, we have our observer. Hold on, let me move that. We have our observer, and if you drew a string from his eyes to the cloud, it's up there, right? And then we make the clouds go into the distance, and they look like they're going lower and lower and lower. And let me just jump forward a little bit here. So, whoops. So they go lower and lower and lower until they merge with this horizon. So this cloud here is at the same height as this cloud. But if we drew a line from his eyes, it looks like it's going straight across the water parallel with the earth. It looks like it. But Josh, what if you were standing underneath that cloud and you could see the string? You would see the string. You would see the string. Go a little forward. you
Yep.
would see the string sloping down to my eyes.
Yep.
We're seeing two different complete things,
Yep.
right? And so you would see the string going down to my eyes, right? So this line here is level with the earth to me. And then this cloud becomes my opaque horizon. So here I am. Here's my opaque horizon. This is an orthographic view. And the sun just moves across. It comes forth. And as soon as it passes this line, from my point of view, it's going to set. It's going to disappear from the bottom up. These are horrible graphics, but I did them myself.
It's okay.
Okay?
I'm understanding
Yeah.
this.
So this is what's happening from an orthographic point of view that nobody could ever see. But this guy, from his point of view, sees it like this. That same line going to that same cloud. And as the sun goes, it's just going beyond that cloud deck. And it looks like it's setting below the horizon.
Yep. Totally understand it.
I always like that one.
Yeah, I think it's great. That's a great way to, and that's one thing that if I had the ability, which I to have this type of stuff and go to revival verse, it'd be amazing.
You do. You can do it.
I don't know how you have that screen and everything. Is it a green screen or what is it?
I have a green screen. Yeah,
okay. And then it just makes the video basically whatever you want to put on it. You connect your phone to it. It'll just show all this stuff. Is that how it works?
Are you using your phone?
No. I'm not using my phone. I didn't know how you brought it up so fast, bro. Like I don't see you ever typing. I don't know how you bring it up so quick. It's like everything is like this. Every time you're doing presentations, it's crazy.
I'll show you. I'll give you a quick.
I thought you had your phone plugged into your computer and then you just click on your app and then you just bring stuff up. That's what I thought you
actually did. The app I showed you before is now there's a Mac version of the app that's coming out next week.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a quick cheat. So here we go. Here is, let me see, I've never done this before. So here's my phone and this is mirroring on here. And I'm going to close the app and open up my camera. And so now, whoops, it won't go. All right, I guess I have to hold it like this. So yeah. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll make it bigger. App, full screen. All right. So here's my computer.
Okay.
Right. And I have my OBS right here. And I could pull up all the different categories are here.
I see.
And so there you are. I could see you over there.
Nice.
Right. My camera's up there. And then behind me is the green screen.
Okay, cool. Wow.
Pretty cool, right?
Yo, yeah, it's really cool. The technology is amazing to be able to have all that. That's yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So this is the computer app. And it's so good. It's so great. On the app, if you click the images, people are loving the images. And let's say you want to tell somebody about flight routes, just type in Southern, boom, SOU, and here are all the Southern flight routes. Or you want to say, clouds under, there it is, clouds under the sun, right? And you could show somebody, this is a picture I took. Look, the light's on top of the clouds, but the sun's under the clouds. This is just perspective, but Glover's like claiming it's a trick. So all of these images are here. And by the way, if anyone's using it and they're like, oh, I wish he had this image, send me your images. Send them. I'll put them in here and you'll be able to search for them by keywords. On my website, flatearthdave.com, there's a submit images button. And just send me your images. Try to make them good quality images.
Yeah.
Please don't send me a bunch of screen captures of a screen capture of a screen capture. All right.
Definitely.
Yeah. So this one, bad graphics again now. So we got the flat earth, we got a city right there, and the sun had just gone beyond the buildings. It went beyond the buildings, right? It's not set yet, beyond the buildings. So if I move backwards, oh, there's the sun, right? Here are all the buildings from 25, 35 miles away. They look like they're the horizon now, and the sun will just go beyond them again. Again, it's just beyond. It's not below, it's beyond.
And once you understand this, and you could comprehend it, because it's hard to get past all the indoctrination that we've been put through. Once you understand this, you'll see it's no problem. No problem at all.
Now, is this cameraman falling forward faster than the speed of sound, or is this light just approaching,
Yeah.
rising because it's getting closer.
Yes.
Remember, this line is way higher than you think, right? Now the buildings, yes, they're on the ground,
Yep.
but there's an opaque barrier. The sun just comes beyond that barrier, and we're not falling forward, right? I find it interesting that this is a hexagon too. It's very, very interesting. It could just be the lens. I don't know. There's so much, going on. Like, you know, is it possible that we live in this satanic world and they're faking the sun and the moon and the stars now? I mean, it's beyond what I could imagine,
Yeah.
but I can't rule it out. I mean, it could be that, the stars have already fallen to Earth and that
Yeah.
there's
Fittest
a
Flat
bunch of
Earther,
nonsense.
Fittest Flat Earther was on my show and he went over that. Which shout out to him too. Hey, if you listen to this, bro, hey, I love you, brother. Yeah, dude. He was talking about that, and basically that revelation is, we're in that 1,000 years that Satan is basically released, after the 1,000 years. But I sent him a lot of stuff to look into. But yeah, very interesting. But definitely, Satan is definitely the prince of the air, and right now he is definitely ruling the governors right now. Ephesians 6:12, if you guys read that, it actually mentions that we need to, besides the principalities of evil, also worldly governors we're also going against, as we can obviously tell. And Dave, you've been knowing this for how long, bro? You've been doing research for that. We're not only going against evil, principalities of evil, but also worldly governors, right?
A lot of people get, well, we're too far gone. I'm only one person. I can't do that. I got to go work on Monday. These are all pre-programmed responses. One person awake to the truth is stronger than all of the people that are lying, all of them, right? And that's how God created this world. And so, what's going to save us? We're heading in two ways towards horrible dark ages or an amazing future. It all depends on humanity who wakes up. We need to wake up enough people. When I say wake up, raise your consciousness, raise your awareness, raise your understanding, raise your connection to the creator, right? If people wake up and raise their consciousness, their spirituality, their vibration, whatever word you want to put on it, that will change the world. We don't need to destroy the government. We need to just ignore them and just create the paradise that we are allowed to create. We're all born into God's creation, equally, with equal rights, sharing it, owning it. And they've created a fake heliocentric ball, a satanic ball, with all the 666s in it.
Yeah.
And if you play on their ball field, you have to play by their rules. So then they control us with greed and money. They're fake money. They don't even need money. They just make money. They just
burn it up.
I'm showing a flight route chasing the sun, and the sun's just not going down because they're keeping up with it. This is like in June, the sun's making its small circuit and they're heading towards the sun, so the sun just stays there. It's nighttime down here. Down below here, it's nighttime. This is nighttime down there. Nighttime.
I've wanted to see this actually.
Right there. Yeah.
I was wondering if you kept on going, if you chased the sun, if it never went down. This is awesome, dude. I didn't even have to ask you and you brought it up. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I have not seen this video at all.
Yeah, it's called Chasing the Sun.
Yeah.
But when it's inside the Tropic of Cancer, it's going much at the Tropic of Cancer, it's going much slower. And this plane is inside that also, so it's cheating. It's keeping up because it's making a smaller circle, and the sun just won't set. It just won't set. Now, on a globe Earth is up. I hate trying to think, could you do that on a globe Earth? Because we can't live on a ball and fly in a plane and nose down. Think of the SR-71, whatever, the Blackbird goes 2,500 miles an hour, 2,300 miles an hour. It can't make a turn at that
This is
speed.
impossible. This is impossible on the globe. You know why?
Yeah,
because
it's
supposedly the airplane is moving with the rotation of the Earth, right?
Yeah,
that's what they say. They say that the Earth is not rotating, so it would actually be rotating with the Earth. So it should be looking exactly like you see from the ground, I would think.
Yeah,
but as we could see, I don't know.
It's a mind bender. It's a mind bender.
They say that the airplane is actually moving with the rotation of the Earth. It's not saying that the airplane is moving and the Earth is moving underneath it. You see what I mean? It is a
Think
mind
about
bender,
this.
though.
Say that the gravity is holding all the air down. So if you draw a circle an inch above the Earth, it's 24,901 miles around. Okay,
Yeah.
so you got an air molecule there that's traveling at 24,901 miles around. So if you're standing next to that air molecule, there's no wind at all
Yeah.
because you're spinning, it's moving, right? Then there's the air column that goes up, heat rises, right? So goes up and a couple thousand, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 feet up. Now you draw that circle. That circle's a much bigger circle. So
Yeah.
that air has to speed up
Yeah.
to keep its position over that other air molecule.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
They have
You
to
can't
tell you
figure
this.
stupid.
They have to tell you this because, or else you could take a helicopter. You could raise the helicopter up, keep it in the same position. If you have 24 hours of fuel, then the Earth would rotate underneath you. So then now they have to tell you, no, it moves with the Earth, or else you'd fly an airplane and it would actually move with the Earth, and you would just go with the rotation of the Earth or away from the rotation, and you get there faster. But they have to tell you this because now they're like, okay, now we're flying now, and let me try to explain how this works. So I believe.
So if we were spinning, no matter what altitude you're at, the sun would go down at the same rate. It would never slow down.
Yeah.
When you're on the ground, you can see most of the sun through the day, but it's just the very beginning part and the very end part where the sun literally stops going down. It just stops. And this is the plane not even chasing the sun. We're going at a right angle to it. And the sun's just sitting there because you're up so high, it's moving away and there's no atmosphere blocking. Like all of this cloud, all of this thick atmosphere down here, it's nighttime down here, right? The sun is already set for those people, but it's still there on the flat plane. Perspective makes it look lower. They're looking through all that atmosphere, it becomes opaque. They cannot see through that opaqueness. The light can't get through that opaqueness, right?
Wow.
And you just see the sun going away. This is the sun setting, but the horizon's really up here. This is a reflection in the water. It's very, very strange. Let's jump forward here a little bit. It happens. The sun's just going beyond. Oh, this is very important. I was looking for another one that goes with this, but as it goes away, it's going away. Now look what's happening. The horizon's up here.
Yeah.
And the sun is just going into the thickness, and watch, it'll lift up off the apparent horizon and it just fades away. You know that Nick from Phuket Word, he's a bridge one with a bike rider. The bike rider does the same thing that the sun's doing. He just disappears into the soup.
Yeah.
And sun's still there. It just can't push its light through anymore.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
Yep. You got to understand. Once you understand it, then you're not going to be fooled, man. It just takes a long time. It takes a long time to understand everything. But I don't know everything, obviously.
Well,
but
it takes time. It takes time
to deprogram, basically,
to
deprogram your mind.
Well, it takes time and effort, and people don't want to do that. It's easy to not think. You know, it's easy. Get up, have breakfast, go to work, do your meaningless job, right? Maybe it has meaning, right? Come home, watch some TV.
And that's all you do.
Right? Play some sports, talk about nonsense.
Yeah.
Right? Play a game.
How about
that's what they
Dodgers?
want you to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, how about them Dodgers? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so incredible.
Or you could spend 8 hours a day at work with your headphones on, listening to Dave Weiss, listening to all these different people and finding out all this stuff. Yeah.
We take walks around we have a nice beach and we walk around the park there. And I see people with headphones on. I'm like, I wonder what they're listening to. I wonder if they're listening to, something about truth, or they just listen to some music, or they listen to Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Oh, I know. And then, I agree too, man. I definitely do the same thing. And and it's crazy how many people are just listening to Pantera or something, and just, and you're just like, bro, what are they telling you in your mind? No offense to Pantera or anybody that's a fan. That was just an example. They're listening to music, which music is cool. I'm not saying I'm sorry. I'm not putting down music. Obviously I did Christian rap, and everything, but
music's important. Music's important.
But
yeah.
You could be listening and learning knowledge. I mean, for me, you could be gaining more knowledge on the Bible. You could be gaining more knowledge on what's going on with this world. You could be gaining knowledge on a lot of different stuff.
If you have 10 minutes before you have to do something, so now you got 10 minutes, A lot of people will just stare at the friggin' wall. Do you ever like you have
No,
10 minutes? I'm like, oh, awesome.
my
10
mind
minutes.
is, bro. My
Let
mind
me
is
research
crazy.
something. Let me
Yeah,
think
dude.
something graphic. Let me upload something. Like
Yeah.
there's no spare 10 minutes. There's no
No.
spare at night while I'm sleeping, I am
Yeah.
thinking and processing and coming up with ideas. It's like
Do you just grab
it's
your,
brutal.
do you ever grab your phone and just go to your notes real quick and write it down real fast and then
I
pause it?
try not to. I have some because then you're waking more and
Yeah.
it's like there's so much, right?
Yeah.
Again, this is not a heliocentric thing. The sun is just getting closer. It's coming into our visual range.
Yeah. Look at that. Wow.
Yeah. And then this is the sun fade out again, up high, clear day. The sun was going down, 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 and it stopped. It's nighttime down here. My friends saw the sunset from the bottom up, and I'm just watching it. You know what the Globers say about this
Disappear.
video?
They don't say
That I
anything.
did it in Photoshop. They
Oh,
said I did
really?
it in Photoshop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're literally claiming that I did it in Photoshop. Is that amazing?
Yeah, because they look at it and go, "Oh my goodness." Yeah, that's
So when I was uploading these and they were all claiming Photoshop, I actually filmed it 7 different times and I lived it. I live streamed me doing it. And then and you have to zoom in and look at it afterwards. But I live stream it. I'm still photoshopping it. I am so good at Photoshop that I can do it on a live stream.
yeah, that's amazing. You're just like Elon Musk. He does the same thing on his live streams.
I'm just like Cy Symington, the guy that wrote the software and teaches the course how to insert fake aircraft into a live video feed. And he's the guy that filmed the second plane hitting the towers from a helicopter.
Oh, amazing.
Amazing. I'm just like him.
Yeah, one thing I do know about yourself, Dave, and about a lot of people that I've been studying is you are trying to find the truth, and you do have a great heart, and you are trying to expose evil, which is Ephesians 5:11. You're trying to take evil and expose it, and you're trying to show, and that's one thing I do know, man. And also, like, some people, they I had Mark Sargent on, and I remember I had all three of you guys on, allegedly Dave and you. Some people, they're like, "Oh man, why'd you have this person on? He's a shield," or "Why'd you have?" They never said that about yourself, but it's like, bro.
Oh no, go to Eric Dubé's site. I have 10 pages of why I'm a shill. I'm a
Yeah.
Jewish shill because
Oh
he found a
yes.
picture in 1981 at my niece's bat mitzvah.
Yeah, bro. But I mean, that's still why
I'm
would
a Jewish shill.
oh my goodness, yeah. So yeah,
It's
and
crazy. It's crazy.
yeah, I just don't think that people. I don't think people should obviously judge people. That's something you shouldn't do. But if someone's trying to,
Everybody, I'm sorry for interrupting.
please go ahead.
Everyone at the beginning, I was saying at the beginning, everyone has their own style. I don't agree with a lot that Eric Dubé says, but he puts out some great content.
Yeah,
he really does.
He does.
I don't agree with some of the ways that Mark Sargent does stuff, but guess what? Mark Sargent and I talk all the time, and he's like, I said, "Hey, Mark, what about looking at it this way?" And he changes his stuff over time, but he has his style. Give me 10 more Mark Sargents. He's the one that woke me up to Flat Earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rob Skiba too. He woke up Rob Skiba, so everybody knows this.
Yeah.
He woke up Rob Skiba too. And look at the fruit that Rob Skiba has brought to here. You know what I mean? To this industry.
Do I agree with everything? There's a lot of people I don't agree with a lot of stuff they do, but they do put out some good stuff. And as Mark always says, bad publicity is better than no publicity. And I agree. But good publicity is better than bad publicity. But bad publicity is publicity. And it's amazing. So, I'm not saying what's good or bad. I'm just saying that he's done more for this movement than most people. And there's certain people that are flat earthers that have done more damage than all of the trolls combined. Yeah. Okay. And, and it's all about separating. We all need to come together. There's only one person that could actually call for that everyone would listen to. And that person's unwilling to do it.
I think I know who it is, but okay.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
For sure. We'll leave it at that.
So look at the sun. I mean, how could you think that we're spinning, falling over backwards? This sun is clearly going away. Clearly going away. This is from a TikToker. Hey, and by the way, people that hate TikTok, I'm sorry. TikTok is putting out little bits of short information, and that's how you get new people. Hey, person that thinks that flat Earth is the dumbest thing ever, watch this 2-hour documentary. Oh, sure. Not a chance. Here, watch this 60-second TikTok. Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Oh, watch this 2-minute TikTok. Oh, I'll do that. Hey, watch this 3-minute YouTube video. Oh, I'll do that. Hey, that's very interesting. Now let me watch The Stranger's Guide to Flat Earth 21 Questions. Now you got them,
Yeah.
right? Because the world is short attention span, because the world is so locked into their belief, TikTok is waking up more people than anything else out there right now. And maybe that's why they're trying to shut it down. Maybe.
Yeah, that's why they're
Maybe
saying
that's why they're trying to shut it down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
Well, they're noticing what's
go ahead.
happening. Yeah. The algorithm, I think it's changed a little bit now, but I think in the beginning, the algorithm was kind of open and a lot more people were getting great information. I don't know if it's changed now so much. But I noticed I put one video on there, my first video on there. I got like 600 views and it was a flat earth video. But usually if I put that on Instagram, I get like, maybe 100, and I have way more followers. I don't have any followers on TikTok yet. So I think the algorithm is a little more open on TikTok for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But there's definitely censorship there. But I'm just saying, it's easy to share these short format videos. And then what I do is, for the people that hate TikTok, is Eddie from Flat Earth Banjo and we keep making compilations. Hey, we find 20 minutes worth of TikTok videos, put them together. I feature them on the app. People love it. People love short, boom, 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 boom. They watch as much as they want. And it works. This is what we observe every night, right? Stationary Earth with the Earth tilting. So I had another guy recently that wanted his Bitcoin because he said, here, of absolute proof the Earth is turning. Okay,
that's the
and so what all this is, for those of you that can't figure it out, is you get a telescope that has a rotational mount on it. I forget what it's called, an equatorial mount or whatever they want to call it. You tell the computer, lock onto that one star, and it'll follow that star. It'll tilt it, and then the video will come out just like this because it's locked onto that one star, keeping it in the center of the frame. And
but the star is moving. The sky is moving. Yeah.
Look at this water, this lake. Could you imagine a lake? Whoa, going over.
That's what people need to understand. Now, this video should show you how ridiculous it is, because the lake would be falling over, dude. It just doesn't happen. If you had a cup and you're holding it and it was doing
curved trajectory. Curved.
Yeah.
Linear is one thing. They say that you can't feel speed, but if you're on a train and you try to walk towards the front of the train, walk towards the back of the train, you feel a difference. It's way easier to walk towards the back.
Yep.
Right. It's interesting. It's interesting how that works. This is the flight, and it had an emergency stop in Moscow on a flat Earth. Makes perfect sense. But this is the flight path from Chicago to Doha. And I think right here it had an emergency, and it went like 1,000 miles out of its way to Moscow. Okay.
Wow.
Flat Earth versus stupid Earth.
Yeah.
Stupid. Right. And, how many times on the space station do you need to show stuff like this? These guys are in green screen rooms. They're being brought into this stupid, this fake thing, right? Boom. He just fades in. that is unbelievable. And this guy, right? Fades out, right? What's going on there? Right?
Wow.
Yeah. Something.
Well, fades out.
Yeah. Ready? Boom. I'm on the space station. It's that easy.
Wow. That's perfect. Yeah, guys.
Did you ever see my what about the space station tour? They gave us a tour of the space station, right? Have you ever seen the space station tour? The woman with the Caligula, whatever, or not Caligula.
Her hair's looks like it's hair-sprayed up.
Yeah. And then she's doing the tour where she's moving around the space station, and it's really actually easy. She's staying still on a multi-axis thing that she can flip around on, and she's moving the space station, the fake space station, through herself. Like if this was a video of zooming through
You're
this
just
space station,
basically just
and I would
moving,
just go
yeah.
like this. I would be floating. I would be flowing through it,
Mm.
right?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like almost like a touch screen, but it's moving basically, right?
Yeah. So I didn't ever tell you that my house is actually in space with the space station. Did you know that? So
That's why it's moving
here's
like
me
this.
that's me kite surfing, by the way. So we'll take a little
Nice.
tour. Let me just float over. Whoa, here I go. I'm gonna go towards the cupola window. We're gonna go look out. Whoa, hold on a second. Ugh. Let me go over. All right, look out the window. Am I looking out the window?
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna go up the stairs. Ugh. Whoa, here we go. Let me pull
Go
myself
up the
up.
stairs.
Yeah, I mean, if I could practice a little bit, it would look a lot better. But
No, but
you know,
honestly, you're doing really good, dude. You're doing amazing. Push off the wall. Yeah.
whoa, ugh. Whoa, here we go. Right, look out the other window. Oh, look, I have a grill in space. Did you know that? Okay, all right.
Oh, that's
So
amazing. And
I
you can
trust it.
honestly do stuff too if you practiced where you can make it the window look like there's an earth outside of that window.
Oh, absolutely. I could put a green
Jared do
screen
it.
there.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
the cupola, the
Yeah.
cupola.
Yeah, I saw Jared do it where he opened up the window and it was like it looked like the so-called earth out there. Yeah, that's it.
You ever see this on The Simpsons? He scams, and then it shows this is
Nah.
like,
And the devil up right above it.
and the devil, right?
Wanted.
Amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, amazing,
Look at that,
right?
dude. The scams part would be something that people look at. Me spiritually, I'd look at that, and I'd look up and it's also, I wonder what the scams. It's also abbreviated. I wonder what if you broke that
Yeah,
down.
I don't know. And then again, indoctrinating kids, but they throw the truth in there. Rockets and globe on the fiction section.
Yes, sir. I agree
Why
with
do they
that.
do that? Why? What is that? What is that?
Truth in plain sight. Well,
Yeah,
they have to tell you is what they say. It's like sigil magic or something.
right,
Rapunzel's right
right.
there. Hmm.
The nearly 1,000 Earths could fit inside of Jupiter, right? 1,300 Jupiters fit inside the sun. And then next to this other star, whatever star, this is our sun next to it. Come on. Come on.
And
What's
understand too the
what,
fall. Go ahead.
no, you go.
Okay, so understand this as a Christian. Those are supposed to fall onto the earth, and the stars are going to fall to the earth. Okay, so that is supposedly how small our sun is compared to the stars out there. So, and those are going to fall to the earth in Revelation, just letting you know. And also in Isaiah, the stars are going to
Yeah,
fall to the earth.
it doesn't make sense in either. In
No.
either, in a flat Earth with giant suns or a globular Earth, none of it makes any sense. And why do all the stars? Why are they all in focus? When you focus on one star or planet, or I think even the moon, they're all in the same focus. You can focus beyond and before, get one in focus, move to the other, it's in focus. Like
Yeah.
they're all the same distance.
Yeah.
Like
And if you go, and then how does it get bigger if it's 24 trillion miles away, the closest star, 24 trillion
yeah,
miles away.
it's
Crazy,
stupid.
bro. Yeah. We got to
It's
understand
stupid.
that. Once you get old enough to understand and like once you old enough and then you go back and study what the how far away the stars are supposedly 1 light year is 6 trillion miles, and then 4.4 is the closest one. So that's why they tell you in light years, because when you find out how many miles away, it's crazy. And if you focus on the star and you could bring it closer and it gets bigger, that shouldn't happen, right? If it's that far away.
Right. Absolutely nonsense. And then I found so many articles about how this ship refracted up from behind the earth, over the curve, or this is no, it's not. The ship is sitting on the water, right? Turn up the contrast, throw in where the real horizon is. Now you can see it. You get rippled water and you got smooth water. There's just a wind line here. Just a wind line, right? Throw a city skyline in there. Now you really can see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're looking out with a vanilla sky and smooth water, and nothing in the distance, you can't see. You can even see the water around the boat, right? Now that the levels are turned up.
Mm.
And then they want you to believe that it's floating in the air. No, it's just how light works. Right?
And what about the? I remember you have a long distance photography where the mountains are like, there's like 7 mountains back there.
Yeah.
And you always say, what is the what does scientists say about this picture? Nothing. Yeah, they won't
Yeah,
address it.
they won't even discuss it. So this is from 700 miles away. You got all of these mountains there, 8 of them, all on the horizon, and the tops of them should be 40 miles below, right? 40 miles. Forget a trillion miles, 40 miles, right? This is 20 miles up.
Yeah.
Okay. 120,000 feet, 20 miles up. Is that 20 miles? 100? Yeah. 20 miles up. It's just so it's around 20 miles up. Okay. So it's double that distance, double this height. Can't even imagine what that is.
Yeah.
Right. That's how much below the physical curve they should be. Think about this. Kansas, flat, right? We all know Kansas flat. Kansas, from one side of Kansas to the other side, there should be 40, I said 40, I think it's 40 miles of curvature. So double this height. So if Kansas would start over here and it would come all the way up to us in the balloon, right? That's how much curvature there is. 40 miles of curvature. You can't even fathom that. Come on.
Yeah.
Right. And the reason your mind is like 40 miles of curvature in Kansas, like you can't figure it out because it's stupid. It's something that you have to imagine a fantasy world to get there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I took your about an hour of your time up. I know we have about an hour, so we could probably end it here, just in case. I know my kids
I'm
are probably
good.
downstairs soon. Yeah, I think that was amazing. That was good stuff. I always like to ask any last words for our audience or anything you want to tell them about?
Yeah, flatearthdave.com. Tons of information there. Watch the crash course. If you're really interested in learning more, get the app. It's $3, one-time charge. Now there are higher
Brackets,
functions on it. Like you could use the friend finder, but if you want to send messages, if you want to do video calls with people, you want to do stuff, you have to subscribe. And the subscription is $11 a year. Okay. Thanks for the beer in the bar. Okay. One beer, whatever. Right. Thanks for the margarita, I say. But if you have the app, right here is your referral button. A lot of people don't know about it. You click that, you'll have a random referral code. This is just a test app right here. And you have this pencil. Change it. Do you have your referral code on yours?
I don't know where I find that actually. I would like to know.
So open the friend finder. Open the friend finder. Okay. Hit the little handshake button. And then on the top left, after it loads, there's 3 buttons. The middle button.
The handshake
right? This button right here.
I open up the
right there.
one. Handshake. Okay. Find friend. Oh, it does say referral code. Okay. And which button do I hit? Okay. That one. All right.
Yeah. And so this button right here.
Okay. It's hard to see what that is.
Right. And
it looks different on my screen, but I have an iPhone.
Hold on. Show me your screen. Show me your screen. I can't see it.
Sorry.
Yeah. There you go. So hit the orange button with the guy in it on the top left.
It. Okay.
Yeah.
Referral code. Okay. Perfect. I'm gonna snapshot that.
Yeah. And then what is your referral code? It's a random number, right?
5685028.
Stop. Click the pencil next to it.
Okay.
See the pencil?
Yeah.
And type in Josh.
Okay.
Let's see if that's available. Did it say okay?
I could save it. Yeah.
Save it.
Put Josh Monday.
No. Only go up to 7 characters. Only go up to 7. Just make it Josh or Josh M, whatever you want.
It says referral saved successfully.
All right. So what is it, Josh?
Yeah.
So anybody that downloads the app, it'll ask you after you download it, hey, do you have a referral code? Write in Josh, and then you'll get a point. And as the points add up, you can trade them in for different things at different times, right? This one has 12 referrals right here, but 11 referrals you can trade in for a year. So anyone that wants to complain about the $11 a year, just when you're talking flat earth with somebody and you show them the app and you pull up some images, everyone says the same thing. Where do I get that app? You go, you go to flatearthdave.com. And then you just say, hey, use my referral code. And you'll gain people really fast. These are some shows I've been on, right? Caleb, right, from TikTok.
Yeah.
Got 2,700 referrals. My Lunch Break, one of my favorite Tatarian guys. These are some big shows that I've been on. And Man in America, that was one show I did with him, right?
Wow.
And you get referrals. It's kind of fun, and it's a good way to advertise yourself or just let people find you. And
do you have a video? Do you have a video where you kind of explain the app to people so that they know how to use it?
Sure. In the app, again, if you click the More Resources button, right, the web button right here, and you go right here, it says Instructions.
Perfect.
And there's a whole bunch of videos. One of them is a long video I did with Jaron, but since we did that, there's a whole bunch of new features. But that'll give you the basics. But one thing that you can do, if you long press any button, like I'm on the homeschool button, if I long press it, it tells you what that button does.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Right.
Actually,
Long press any button.
Too.
Yeah, long press any button and it'll tell you what it does.
Nice.
And so everybody use the referral code Josh.
Yeah.
And it's a blast.
I can't believe that's not taking it.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know about the referral thing. And it's fun, and who knows in the future, maybe one day we'll be doing a whole retreat and the top 5 or 10 people or whatever, get free tickets or free airfare or whatever. Who knows what it'll do.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I'm not in it for the money. I walked away from tons of money, right? I walked away from it all. I'm in it to wake up the world. I'm in it to wake up the world to the point where money collapses, right?
Yeah.
And then we have to go to something else. So, and because of the YouTube apocalypse on truth, the Google apocalypse on truth, this is bypassing them, right? Soon, YouTube just removed all my own Benjamin videos. They said it goes against our policy. They won't tell me which one it is. I think it's dangerous conspiracy theories, right?
Yeah.
And those are some great videos, but they're still on. They're still on here. If you search using the search button, type in Owen Benjamin, all of his videos will come up because they're on other platforms. And my search will it'll only bring up good videos. And if they're not on YouTube, they'll pull them in from somewhere else.
Wow.
So
awesome.
Yeah, that's it. And then one more thing on here, if you go to, it's good if you fill out your profile because then people can figure out who you are.
Yeah, I filled mine out.
Update that. Yeah. Just put a picture in there. Just put a little bit of information, and then people can be able to search. Like I searched kite surfers. I found some kite surfing flat earthers. Awesome, nice. Right? It's amazing. But the other thing is, like in your chat section, if I go to let's just see here. Here's Run Boston Bear. I'm having a conversation with him, and I can click video call. Right?
Wow.
Let's see if this works here. And then, but you can do a video call in a group. And then the whole group will, lots of people in the group will join, and you have these calls. I've jumped onto some random calls talking to like a mother and daughter who are driving across America in their car, a guy in Israel, a guy in South Africa, and we're just having a conversation. And it was like we were on for like 2 hours. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
Of course, the guy jumps on every time, but when I call him direct, he doesn't jump on. He's probably out for a run.
It's all right.
But it's super fun. You can do all sorts of stuff on it. That's mind blowing.
And thank you. I want to say thank you first of all for even watching the debates that I did, but thank you so much for sending me that message that morning. That actually made my day, man. I was like, wow, I didn't even know that you even watched it, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Oh, when I featured that video, right? I took
you
a
did.
clip
Thank
of it
you.
or the whole thing?
No, you put the whole thing, and I appreciate that too. I mean, that helped. That helps on my channel grow. I know I'm being shadow banned for sure, so I'm just trying to do our best. Yeah.
Well, you're doing Flat Earth and the Bible. You're double shadow.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You're double shadow banned.
Yeah, they don't want it. But anyways, it's all good. But thank you, man. Thank you so much for coming on, to our show. You've helped our show grow, and you've definitely helped my mind grow, definitely, man. And I really appreciate you, definitely.
Thanks. All right.
I always end this in prayer, but go ahead. What?
No, I was just going to say flatearthdave.com. That's where you find all my stuff. If you want to book me on a show, flatearthdave.com. If you have images that you want to add to the image section, please send them to me. I plan on adding 1,000 more images in the next month, right? The more I can add, the better, because now you can search by keywords. Let's end in prayer.
All right, no problem. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we appreciate everything you do. I just want to ask you to protect Dave, protect everybody that's out there in this industry that are exposing the evil. We know who's behind this. The globe. We see how many 666s are there, Lord. We know that that your word is true. I appreciate you bringing Dave closer to the Bible and closer to you, Lord. I just want to say, thank you for everything you do for us. Thank you for the food we eat, the water we drink, and thank you for us having an earth to stand on. This fixed earth. We appreciate everything you do for us, Lord. Thank you. And like I said, please protect him, his family. I just want to pray that also for his app, for people to open it up, and anybody that gets exposed to the flat earth, if you could, help the Christians come to the biblical side of it and understand the truth, Lord. Thank you so much for everything you do. We love you in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, everybody that's listening,
Yep.
please subscribe to my show. It's Josh Monday Christian and Conspiracy Podcast. If you want to look it up on, Spotify, Apple. If you look it up on YouTube, it's Josh Monday Music and Podcast. That's my YouTube. I appreciate it. Also, please go check out Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole. It's DITRH for Dave's YouTube, and then also look up Flat Earth Dave's podcast, I think it is, or interviews on YouTube.
All my links to all my channels are on flatearthdave.com. Just go to
Perfect.
flatearthdave.com, and there's a social media thing that I have my interviews channels, my DITRH, everything's there for you to find in one place. Flatearthdave.com.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much, and we love you, and God bless.